Anna Graham, an up-and-coming investigative journalist, has spent most of her career chasing sensational stories. She's reported on political scandals, uncovered hidden crime rings, and gained a reputation for being fearless. But after a series of grueling assignments, she's feeling burnt out. She's considering taking a step back, until a mysterious envelope arrives at her door. The envelope is thick, with her name hand-lettered in an elegant script. There's no return address, no sender details, just a small ornate wax seal on the back with a symbol she doesn't recognize. She hesitates, but curiosity gets the best of her, and she opens it to reveal a single black card with an embossed silver key on the front. Inside, the card reads, "You are cordially invited to join the Locked Room Society. The only rule, trust no one." The letter ends with instructions for a meeting place, an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. There's no date or time, only the words, midnight, when the clock strikes 12. Anna feels a chill run down her spine, but can't shake the feeling that this is the story she's been waiting for. A puzzle more intriguing than anything she's ever encountered. As she digs deeper, she learns that the Locked Room Society is an urban legend, a clandestine group said to consist of elite thinkers, eccentric creators, and enigmatic billionaires. Rumor has it that their gatherings are designed to test one's wits, endurance, and psychological limits. No one has ever succeeded in fully infiltrating their meetings, let alone documenting one. Curiosity piqued, and the thrill of the unknown outweighing her fear, Anna decides to attend. But to prepare, she digs into the history of the mansion, hoping to uncover clues about the society's secrets. What she finds only heightens the mystery. The mansion was once owned by the Lockwood family, a dynasty of industrialists who disappeared under mysterious circumstances decades ago, leaving everything behind. On the night of the meeting, Anna arrives at the mansion, her heart racing. She can see shadows flitting in the windows and faint lights glowing inside, hinting at life within the desolate walls. When the clock strikes 12, the massive oak doors creak open as if expecting her. She steps inside, and the doors slam shut. Before her stand a group of people in masks, each donning a different symbol: the raven, the hourglass, the serpent, the eye. They form a circle around her, and one by one introduce themselves without names, just symbols. The man with the hourglass mask speaks up in a deep, chilling tone. "Welcome, Anna. Tonight you will learn what it means to be the part of the Locked Room Society. But be warned, not everyone makes it to the end." Anna realizes she may have bitten off more than she can chew. But it's too late to back out now. She's locked in, both with them and with whatever secrets this society holds. The masked figures surround Anna, their identities hidden beneath symbols that seem to embody more than mere designs. Each symbol carries a certain weight, an authority that Anna can feel pressing down on her. Despite her best efforts to appear calm, she can't help the chill crawling up her spine. The man with the hourglass mask gestures for her to follow him through a dimly lit corridor. The others drift behind her in silent procession, their footsteps echoing ominously. She's led to an opulent, if somewhat decaying, ballroom, with grand chandeliers casting flickering light across the room. A single table is set in the middle, adorned with 12 chairs, each marked with a different symbol. "Sit," commands the man with the raven mask, motioning to a chair bearing a key. It feels like no coincidence, as if her seat was predestined. She pulls out the chair, settles into it, and waits as the others take their seats. The man with the serpent mask, who seems to be the leader of this strange gathering, clears his throat. "As you may have heard, the Locked Room Society is a selective institution. Membership is not given, it is earned." His voice is smooth but edged with danger. "Tonight, You will face the first of 3 trials. Each trial will test not only your intelligence but your resilience, your loyalty, and, most importantly, your ability to keep secrets. Anna is careful to keep her expression neutral, but her mind races. 3 trials. There's no telling what they entail or what the stakes might be. But she can already feel the weight of the challenge and the risk. The first trial is announced, the riddle of the clock. The man with the hourglass mask rises and sets an old intricate clock in the middle of the table. The clock's hands spin wildly before coming to a halt at an odd angle. He points to it. This clock holds a secret. Solve it, and you may proceed. Anna examines the clock, noting its many strange details. Each numeral is replaced by a different symbol, and the hands point not to numbers but to icons. A crow, a dagger, a door, and a sun. She recalls snippets from the mansion's history and tries to connect the symbols. Time ticks by, and the masked figures watch her in tense silence. Finally, she realizes. The symbols on the clock match the symbols of the masks around the table. Each symbol represents one of the masked figures. She places her hand over the symbol of the sun and turns it gently. With a faint click, the clock opens, revealing a folded note inside. She pulls out the note and reads it aloud. In the society, loyalty and deception are 2 sides of the same coin. The next clue is hidden where shadows refuse to fall. The serpent-masked figure nods approvingly. You are observant, but observation alone won't save you. Anna's eyes narrow as she puzzles over the new clue. The room's heavy atmosphere presses down on her, but she's determined to prove herself. She glances around, searching for places where light may not cast shadows. Her gaze falls on the flickering chandelier above, hanging at an angle that obscures one corner of the room. Carefully, she steps away from the table and heads toward the darkened corner. She half expects someone to stop her, but the masked figures remain silent, watching her every move. In the shadowy corner, she spots a small, weathered trapdoor embedded in the floor, nearly invisible beneath layers of dust and neglect. She tugs it open and finds a passageway descending into darkness. The serpent-masked figure speaks, his voice a whisper of menace. If you descend, there is no guarantee you'll return. The second trial awaits below. Anna takes a deep breath, steeling herself. She didn't come this far to turn back now. Without a second thought, she steps into the passage and begins her descent. The air grows colder, the light dimmer, until she's swallowed by shadow. As she reaches the bottom, a faint glow illuminates the space, a narrow corridor lined with mirrors. Her own reflection stares back at her from every angle, but something feels off. In each reflection, her face looks slightly different, twisted by fear, anger, even despair. A shiver runs through her as she realizes the reflections are moving on their own. The man with the hourglass mask's voice echoes from above, though she can't see him. Your second trial is to confront yourself. Only the true version of you may leave. The words send a jolt of panic through Anna. Confront myself. She's faced criminals, corruption, and danger, but this feels more personal and terrifying. She knows that failure could mean being trapped in this eerie place, one reflection among countless others. As she steps forward, each reflection morphs, showing different versions of herself. Angry, sad, afraid, even a version that seems to radiate malice. Each reflection whispers, each one challenging her, daring her to question her motives, her fears, her darkest secrets. One by one, she dismisses each version until she finds the one that doesn't flinch, the one that stares back with steady, unyielding resolve. She steps toward this reflection, and the mirror dissolves, revealing a narrow archway leading back up to the ballroom. As she emerges, she sees the masked figures nodding in silent approval. The serpent-masked figure's voice rings out, "Well done, Anna. You have passed the second trial. The third and final test awaits. But remember, the society has one rule above all others. Trust no one, even us." Anna, exhausted but resolute, takes her place at the table again. The masked figures exchange glances, and she can sense the tension building. She has survived thus far, but she knows that whatever the final trial is, it will be the hardest yet. The silence in the ballroom grows thicker, almost stifling, as the masked figures exchange quiet glances. Anna, her pulse racing, waits for what feels like an eternity before the serpent-masked figure speaks. "For the final trial, we test your loyalty, your courage, and, above all, your willingness to act." He pauses, and the others lean in as if preparing for something monumental. "Your task is simple," he continues, "but it requires absolute trust in yourself and a willingness to face the unknown." The room falls silent again, and then the man with the hourglass mask rises, holding an old rusted key. He places it on the table in front of Anna. "There is one final locked room in this mansion," he says. "Inside, you will find a choice. Remember, every member of the Locked Room Society has faced this choice and has had to live with their decision." Anna's hand hovers over the key, her mind racing. She glances around the table, searching for any hint of what awaits her, but each masked face remains unreadable. She finally picks up the key, the cold metal pressing into her palm, and follows the hourglass masked figure through another darkened corridor. They arrive at a massive iron door at the end of the hallway, one that looks as though it hasn't been opened in years. Anna slots the key into the lock, and with a deep creak, the door swings open to reveal a small, dimly lit room. Inside there's a single chair in the center, and on it sits a man, bound and blindfolded, his head drooping as if unconscious. A camera is set up in the corner of the room, its lens focused directly on him. As Anna steps inside, the hourglass masked figure speaks once more, his tone cold and clinical. "This is your final trial, Anna. The man before you has a history tied to the society, a history he tried to expose. He betrayed us, broke our only rule, and paid the price. Your task is to silence him. Show your loyalty to the Locked Room Society." Anna's stomach churns. This isn't what she expected. She stares at the man, feeling the weight of the choice press down on her. Every instinct as a journalist and as a human being tells her that this is wrong, but the society's watchful eyes make it clear that failure here would mean her own place in this room, or worse. "How do I know he's guilty?" she asks, her voice barely a whisper. The serpent-masked figure's voice echoes through the doorway. "He betrayed the society, broke the trust that binds us. What more reason do you need? In the Locked Room Society, we do not question the past, we only act in the present." Anna's mind races. She knows that if she does this, she'll be crossing a line she can never uncross. Yet she also understands that refusing could mean her own end. She steps closer to the man, examining him. He seems harmless, vulnerable, but there's no hint of recognition. A voice whispers inside her mind, echoing the society's chilling motto: "Trust no one." She realizes that this rule might extend to everything she's been told tonight. She steels herself, making a split-second decision. Instead of carrying out the act, she turns toward the camera, adjusts it slightly, and begins to speak. "If you're watching this, you should know that I refuse. I came here seeking the truth, not to become a pawn in someone else's games. I don't know who this man is, or if he betrayed you, but I won't betray myself." Her words hang in the air, and a tense silence follows. Then, slowly, the masked figures appear at the doorway. The serpent-masked figure claps, a slow, echoing sound that fills the room. Congratulations, Anna. You have passed the final trial. Confused, Anna glances back at the man on the chair. He's now fully alert, a small, knowing smile playing on his lips as he pulls off the blindfold. It was a test, the man says. One of loyalty, yes, but also of integrity. The serpent-masked figure steps forward. We test all prospective members in this way, not to gauge their obedience, but to see if they have the courage to act with conviction. The Locked Room Society does not operate on mindless loyalty, Anna. We seek those who hold true to their own values, who can see beyond manipulation, even when the stakes feel high. Relief floods over Anna, but a part of her still feels shaken, as if she barely scraped by. The man who had been bound stands, offering her a reassuring nod. You're one of us now. Welcome to the Locked Room Society. The masked figures begin to disband, each disappearing down shadowed hallways until Anna is left standing alone, the room returning to silence. She realizes the weight of her new commitment to the society, aware that from this moment forward, her life will be anything but ordinary.